And there are about 30 of them that don't talk to me anymore. One example is a girl named Jasmine that I did things with who was light skinned when I was 26 or 27. It was light skinned. My stepbrother had girlfriends, and I could talk to girls at bars. And they weren't interested in me. During my psychosis, I basically threw up the finger at people that I don't like. Like the woman that made the Slander page about me. The boy who stole from me, my girlfriend. I wrote down that she cheated on me. I wrote down I was raped by a person. I wrote down I was wicked. My brother was the favorite of the household. I wrote down book publishers would be interested in my story. Because people that I talk to aren't even schizophrenic, or have real Tourette syndrome, or have real autism, or have real bipolar disorder, they only pretend. Anybody who watches this can come to my house, and I can print out documents that prove that I have Tourette's, autism, schizophrenia, OCD, and bipolar. And I throw up the finger, and I send a nude to this woman, and she's gonna put it on her blog. Not that I really care. It was just a dick picture of a soft dick picture. And when I'm hard, when I'm soft, I'm 6.5. When I'm hard, I'm 8. And see, like I said, I basically been 7 my whole life down there, but I'm like 8.5 now down there. Um, I grew in my adult years, so I'm like I was 7 my whole life, and now I'm like 7.5. I grew. But even though I'm big, I could never find love with females. At bars, dating, Sims 4, Plenty of Fish, Meet Me, walking up to girls, hanging out with friends. People assuming I wasn't a real person. With feelings. Being born. Being punched in the face by my dad. To where it seemed like 10 years in jail. Where I talked to the Damon Winning boy, who was a rapper. Or my friend James through text messages. And disowning my dad. Because living in this house from the time until I am 16 or 17, until I'm 30 being punched in the face, bleeding. My dad would scratch his face and send me to hospitals. The idea people are always real, and they're not imaginary friends. And I played a precious answers game because people worship this guy that I believe raped me. All my videos had 5 dislikes. I wrote down that having threesomes with my friends was awesome. And see Brian Silva is like 9 down there and I'm like 8. The Grata guy. People assuming I wasn't even the real Ryan with my last name. My first date named Shelby photoshopped a picture of me that said Shelby and Ryan a match made in hell. My girlfriend with black hair left me for someone else. I'm not hanging out with this boy named Robert anymore. My dad George would punch me in the face. The idea people are real. My camera says 25, 45, 11:08. I learned that nobody liked me. But some days, if you believe hard enough, God can be your best friend. I'm not saying the guy that I believe raped me, but there's a boy that blackmailed me. There are fake accounts that I've talked to over the years. I've been trolled. And see, I used to troll people. But I feel it's wrong. I only did it during times of extreme stress. Only when I would just basically leave people comments on people's videos and disagree with them. But see, overall, I think I'm a nice person. Like I said, when I was born, I've been 7 down there my whole life. And as an adult, I grew to be 8 down there. This girl named Gabby screwed me over. So did this boy named Brandon. This woman was obsessed with me and she talked to my dad. I didn't care if I went to jail for 10 years. When you were locked in closets. When the idea people aren't imaginary friends. They become real from when you're 16. When your job is mean to you. When you're beaten up. When your girlfriend would cheat on you. And she leaves you for a boy with a 5-inch penis. The idea people are always real on Facebook. There's always 12 of them on my Facebook. And there are always 30 of them that I don't talk to anymore. That are not imaginary. That are not pretend. That are not make-believe. For those who study schizophrenia or schizoaffective disorder. For people who have hyper-religiosity. Or don't, or things like that. I don't play with weapons. I threw up the finger. I don't know, my voices would say things like, I will not say I am gay. Because people throughout my lifetime thought I was gay.